What's up, people? So it's been 1 year since I bought the Anatol Tornado screen printing press, and after using it for that amount of time, I've got some thoughts. I wanted to compare it a little bit to the press that I got before this, which was a Riley Hopkins Jr. But before I get into it, do me a favor and click that like button, give it a little smasheroo for me. I appreciate it, and don't forget to subscribe. It really helps the channel. Alright, now that that's out of the way, back to the review. I'm talking about the Anatol Tornado screen printing press, which is a 6-color, 4-station press. It's only available in that configuration. Anatol does make a bigger, more customizable press called the Anatol Thunder. You can get that as a 6-4, I think all the way up to a 12-12. Although at that point, I feel like maybe you should just move into an automatic press. But again, we're talking about the Anatol Tornado press, which is kind of their entry-level press. It's a little smaller, a little more compact, but that's exactly what I wanted. You know, I'm working in a 2-car garage, so space is a little limited. I think other printers that are like me, working out of their garage, you know, they're a little more space conscious. They're able to get the job done, but they still want a little bit of room to be able to work. The Anatol Tornado is great for that. Now, let's talk about registration. This is the base model Anatol, but it's got the same registration system that you'll see on the Anatol Thunder, as well as their automatic presses. The micro registration here is the XYZ type of registration, where you can go front to back, side to side. You know, it's got that like angled type of registration that you would see like on a Riley Hopkins. Plus it's got that Z axis for the off contact, as well as the pitch adjustment. So you can kind of change the angle of the screen. And I gotta say, it's really good registration. It's accurate and it holds registration very well. Plus, I feel like I've saved so much time setting up jobs on this thing because most times when I'm setting it up, I get it right on the first try. I'll tell you, there is no better feeling than to set up a job and get the registration right on the first try. I'm talking 4, 5, 6 color jobs. It's really easy to set up on this press. Now, let's talk about features that would be upgrades on other presses but come standard on this one. For one, you've got laser alignment. It comes standard. It's a lot easier than having to mark your platens manually with a ruler and marker. I can't believe I went so long without having a laser alignment system. It just makes things so much easier and cleaner. 2 is side clamps. They come standard. Side clamps keep the screen locked in. You know, that thing is not moving. I know some people don't seem to care whether or not they have side clamps or just the one rear clamp, but I really do feel like the side clamps keep everything locked in. Maybe it's just peace of mind knowing that that thing is not going anywhere. Number 3 is aluminum platens. I know on a Riley Hopkins, the standard platen is like a wooden type, and you can get the aluminum for like an upgrade. With the Anatol, they come standard as aluminum, and you can get them in a variety of different sizes. Now, number 4 is a cool little upgrade, totally optional, but that is a custom paint job. For me, I'm not really a fan of the red that these things are normally painted. Maybe you're okay with that, but me, I just wanted something that was a little more me. So I had mine painted to be like this blue, black, silver kind of color scheme. You can get it painted however you want. If you've got like a business with specific branding and colors that you want incorporated in there, totally doable. If you've got the money for it, I would absolutely get that. Now, let's talk about price and compare it to the Riley Hopkins 350, which I think is the most similar type of press here. You're talking about the base model Anatol Tornado without the custom paint job, before shipping and all that, just the press, the way it comes, it's gonna cost you just under $5,000. At least that's what it cost me when I bought it a year ago. You know, obviously a custom paint job, that's gonna cost a little bit more. The shipping and everything, that's gonna cost you like an extra $800 to $1,000. But just the press itself, $5,000, maybe a little less than that. And remember, that's with all those features that I just talked about. The laser alignment, the aluminum platens, side clamps, all that stuff comes standard. So that price, you get all that stuff. Now, with a Riley 350, remember, you do have to buy those upgrades. And a Riley 350 with those upgrades is gonna cost you $7,000. So $5,000 for the Anatol Tornado, $7,000 for the Riley 350. I mean, Now, I know there are a lot of my viewers that have a Riley Hopkins press and they love it. And believe me, I used to be a Riley Hopkins user. Don't have anything against Riley Hopkins. I think that they are really good presses. I had a Riley Hopkins Jr. before I bought this. I mean, there's like little quirks here and there that I'll just say they're different. But overall, the press was a good press. And I will say that there is something about the Riley Hopkins that I very, very much miss on the Anatol. It's a feature you wouldn't even really think about, and I didn't think about until I really started using this thing, is that the print heads on the Riley Hopkins went up much higher. I'm a somewhat tall guy. I'm 6'1", and with the Riley Hopkins, you know, I didn't really need to bend down too much when I was grabbing a shirt off the platen. With this, it's really hard for me to like grab a shirt underneath one of the screens. And you can adjust those print heads a little bit, but not enough where it makes that kind of difference. The only way I can really get a shirt off the platen is if I turn the screens a little bit and I kind of like work in between the screens, if you know what I mean. So I don't know, maybe that's not that big of a deal for you. For me though, that was the most jarring difference between the two presses. I don't know, it is what it is. I'm still really happy with my purchase. I don't have any regrets about switching from Riley to Anatol. I just figured, you know, I do have experience now with the Anatol. I've had experience with a Riley Hopkins, and the comparisons are interesting. So I figured I'd, you know, share that with you guys. Let me know in the comments what kind of press you guys have. Do you swear by it? Is it the best press ever made, or is it the worst press ever made? I've always been very fascinated by the fanboy mentality behind like screen printing presses. You know, team blue versus green versus red. I don't know. To me, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, these things all print shirts. But it is interesting to see what other people think. So let me know in the comments what kind of press you guys have. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.